welcome to Idle Chat with the Wait What podcast. How are we all doing, guys?
Well, we're the Wait What podcast, and
I mean, I could introduce him after I've asked you how you doing.
No one cares about us. We've already established this. No one cares.
People can see him.
Yeah, people can see him.
But we can introduce him after I've asked you how you
in March.
Yes,
in March when they're finally seeing this.
Yes, when the Royal Rumble of 2054 is about to happen, where Triple H is still world champion.
Vince McMahon has just won that one as well.
Vince McMahon's cryogenically frozen body has just become the 30th entrant to the Royal Rumble match.
Anyways, we are joined with Richie.
Who is our friend, Mitchell?
We are joined by Richie from the Super Media Bros.
Boobs.
I'm
sorry, bros.
Super Media Bros. Boobs, bros. Sorry.
No one is going to understand that, and that's exactly how I like it. I might put it on TikTok when I feel like it. I might not. I never know. I'll decide. There's plenty more stuff to go on there.
So yeah, we're joined by Richie from Super Media Bros.
He's back again. He's back. Well, he's still here. He's still here. He's still here.
I was going to say you had to pretend that I left and I came back again.
Decided not to say it.
We broke
back again.
There's no kayfabe here. Kayfabe don't exist.
That's good shit, pal.
So
that's good shit.
So if you're listening to this, hopefully it's come out on the Saturday. We have the Royal Rumble happening this weekend.
I take offence in that, sir. I take offence in that, sir. That was a very slightly shaded dig. How dare you?
We are
recording
this on the Sunday, so we are recording this on the Sunday before Raw and SmackDown and AEW Dynamite and everything else. So everything we're talking about might be a week out of date, but still, we're going to talk about it anyway.
Yeah,
that's what's happening on the current wrestling.
Do we start with Raw? Do we start with
stuff that's been going on in the wrestling world?
Do you want to start with Raw? Considering it's the 30th.
No, I want to start with a batshit. I want to start with a batshit crazy fucking like wrestling world at the moment with everything that's going on with WWE, where Vince McMahon is out and then he was back in and then he's out again and then he was back in.
He's doing the hokey cokey with the WWE.
Vince McMahon is literally doing the hokey cokey, literally.
He started a coup.
Is he going to sell it to AEW?
He started
to sell it to Disney? Is he going to sell it to Saudi Arabia?
Well. Seriously, I mean,
man, I just can't believe he started a coup. That's what something that a dictator does, like Saddam Hussein or something like that.
He really did.
Yeah, it's nuts.
He really did.
I can't believe. I mean, I can. It's a Vince move, but I can't believe he's actually done it. It's crazy. It's mad.
Yeah. It is absolutely
mad to know that
mental.
Triple H had to assure the locker room that he's not actually back.
Well, to give Triple H to give Triple H credit, what they've done since he's taken over. I mean, for me, I've actually started to watch it again because I just couldn't. I just couldn't before. I really couldn't, and I was even struggling to watch AEW because some of the shit they've been doing, I'm just like, oh god. But it's the lesser of the two evils. But now they're kind of both at that same level where some of that shit is ridiculous. But then you get something like Roman Reigns, and then you get something like MJF that saves it, or Sami Zayn and Bryan Danielson. And that sort of that saves it. But Triple H deserves the credit. But if he comes, but if old Vinnie Mac comes back in the same capacity as before,
he's always going to come back because he likes big sweaty men. He
does like big sweaty men.
I mean, I don't see it happening, but then again, it is Vince McMahon, so you can't really trust what he says, so it could definitely happen. Triple H has definitely got a lot of bullets for how he's run the shows since.
Oh yeah.
Tony Khan, I think Tony Khan's made AEW better just from just sorting everything out with Ring of Honor, where now Ring of Honor isn't heavily on the show anymore because it was just getting too confusing with everything that's going on with that.
Tony Khan has he's been hiring. The thing is, I listened to Jericho's podcast recently. He had Jeff Jarrett on there. I think it was just before Christmas or just before New Year, and Jarrett isn't just there he's not just there for talent. He's actually there to do the live events. Actually, we don't call them a live event, but that's what Jarrett. So what they're doing now, they were talking about how they're trying to structure it as a business. So instead of having some of the people from the Jags doing both bits, they're now getting people from the wrestling world and that sort of world to come in and take over. So now they're trying to, instead of it ending up like, I don't know, WWE's version of fucking ECW, they're trying to make it more. I feel like for them, the biggest they're going to get is probably TNA back when it was actually TNA, not Impact, when they still had their 6-sided ring. I feel like that's the heights they could reach. That's as high as they will ever get. For me, the popularity and stuff like that. TNA, when obviously, all right, they had some problems with, i.e. Jeff Hardy cracking himself out constantly.
Every company has that, doesn't he?
No, every time Jeff Hardy goes anywhere, he has that problem, sadly. Yeah. But I feel like that TNA was the only thing that could ever compete with WWE.
Nah.
Think about it. What else
TNA
was there?
never really had the proper financial backing they could have had, in my opinion. Nah. No, there hasn't been anything. AEW is has been the only thing that's AEW's been the only thing that has the trinity of things that it needed: good production values, a person running it that actually likes wrestling, and lots of financial backing to actually do the things they want to do. It's the only time Chris Jericho that's really happened.
And Chris Jericho.
I was going to say the number 4 is
Jericho. And Chris Jericho. Oh wait, no, sorry, no, it's not. No. Number 4 is loads of young talent for Chris Jericho to latch on to. That's what it is. Jericho needs to latch on to them. That's what it is.
Hey, you got to admit he's putting a lot of that young talent over, like big time, especially Action Andretti. Like nobody expected that shit to happen, and like that's on. That the man helped get Orange Cassidy like taken a little more seriously, even though he fucking hated his gimmick when he first arrived. He was like, I don't fucking get it. Like, I will say,
but I will say the whole. I was like at the start, I was like, it's something different. I'll be honest. Now, I'm bored of it.
Yeah, look at Ed, but then you look at what all the stuff he was doing with Eddie Kingston and how it's kind of like not really worked for Eddie. Like Eddie was really hot at one point. People talk about him like going. To be fair,
Eddie is still he is still maybe not nuclear hot like that like he was. Before,
he's gonna have to turn heel. Like,
he has. He has.
They talk about him talking about him.
No,
exactly. But he could have been the biggest baby face. Like he could have been the biggest baby face.
Yeah, he could have. Here's a talk of Eddie Kingston joining the House of Black.
I don't know how I feel about that either. If he did, because
it wouldn't fit. It wouldn't fit.
Yeah, why?
That's what I'm saying. Kingston. Okay, so like, for all intents and purposes, look, like my girlfriend is from New York. Okay, so like you can't bullshit a New Yorker. All right, like that's the whole thing.
Hey.
Like I know somebody personally from there, and fucking he is from that area. He ain't gonna like his whole like persona, his whole fucking attitude. He's not. There's no fucking way it works. Like on paper, maybe, but I cannot see that shit playing out. Like I would, for some reason, I could see Ortiz being like a silent, like under some kind of like fucking spell where he doesn't get any mic time and he just gets fucking put out there like he's poisoned, like his mind's poisoned.
You could do that. You could do that with Julia Hart. Have her poison his mind. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That would work because Ortiz has got, especially when Santana and Ortiz used to come out with like the Baseball Furies makeup, was it before with the black and white, or that's from something else or something.
Yep.
That would work if he come out literally every time in the paint and he wouldn't say a word and he'd literally just beat the shit out of everyone.
Yep.
That would work, but
it would.
I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with him because they've turned them against one another. But it's just this is one of them things where it's the low. It's like I don't get it. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and I mean it's with Kingston and Ortiz. When Santana got injured and left, which we all know he's probably out of the company or he's not going to come back because he was just not happy. Him and Ortiz were having like a legitimate rift in their relationship and everything, and it's just like, what do you do with those two guys? Like, I mean, if anything, like Eddie Kingston is good on his own. But what do you do with Ortiz? Like, you got to find something for him to do, and it's only natural that you stick him with, Eddie Kingston and have them do whatever. But I feel like that sadly has been pulling the both of them downward.
Well, they stuck him with Ruby Soho.
Yeah, and that's at one point Kingston. Yeah, at one point Eddie Kingston was definitely could have looked to be one of the hottest babyface. Richie, when your girlfriend walks into a room, does she say, "I'm walking here"? Walking here.
No, funny. No. But I fuck with her like that sometimes, though. It's pretty funny. But no. But
I would have to.
Oh, I do. I do. But what I was getting at though is like that attitude, that mindset, like that Eddie's got or whatever. That's fucking legitimate. Like that is like. I mean, I know we know this, but like for anybody out there listening that watches this dude, that is not a fucking act. Like that is not an act.
That's just.
I feel like he could have been built up to be one of the biggest. He could have been built up to be one of the biggest baby faces to actually be the one to take the title off MJF one day. Now it seems like
I said this to you before.
Now it seems like the one person.
Dreamer. Sorry, no, go on. No, go on.
Yeah,
you and me, go.
Yeah. Who do you guys think is going to be the one to take the title off MJF? How long do you think MJF's going to hold the title for first, and then who do you think will eventually be the one to take it off from him?
Hopefully, a while.
Yep, and I have 2 hot takes on that one whenever it comes around.
Go on, you got the floor is yours. Go.
Okay, so I really feel like MJF, if they're smart about this booking, that he hangs on to the title until the biggest, until the bidding war of 2024. I feel like he holds on to it kind of how Punk held on to the title when it was his fucking turn. And my original, if you guys listen to it, like my original pitch for this, it probably would have played out like this had the all-out scrum not happened. I saw a double turn happening with Punk being a heel champion and MJF being a white-hot babyface coming back to take it from him. However, I feel like if long-term booking has anything to do with this, it's going to be either, and hear me out, it's going to be either CM Punk or Wardlow that takes it off of him. I really feel like
I'd be very happy if it was Wardlow. I'd be very happy if it was Wardlow.
I'd be very happy if it's Punk, just because then Punk will be back.
Same. Well, there's talk of him wanting to come back and do business. The talk is right now that Khan just kind of has him just kind of chilling, like literally right now, because he's obviously healed enough to be training. He's in the gym again, training or whatever.
He's at arm's length. He's literally sort of like, he's just, you just stay there. You're good. You get better. I'll deal with
contract with AEW then.
Yeah.
I'm almost positive the money feud here would be CM Punk and FTR going against the Elite for the trios belts right now if he does come back, because for one, it protects Punk from having to carry a shit ton of work. They were already planting the seeds for that last summer. Two, the Elite have been ducking FTR for almost over a year now. It would give them something to work into a literal storyline, because those were the people involved in the little scurry that happened backstage. Not FTR, but obviously like Punk and the Elite. So that writes itself. It keeps Punk out of the title picture for the moment. Maybe he reignites his singles feud with MJF somewhere down the line for the championship, because they still have yet to have their third, rubber match against each other. Then you have Wardlow, who that obviously writes itself, being MJF's former like bodyguard and his employee and all this other shit. And I think that writes itself better than when Wardlow was planting the seeds to go after Punk whenever Punk was winning and being champion and shit. Because Punk probably would have put him over, let's be honest, like further down the road. But MJF and Wardlow has to come back around. If I would put my money out of the two of them getting that off of Maxwell, that it's definitely Wardlow. I really feel like if Punk comes back, it's going to be in a trios situation, because coming back from that kind of an injury, you want to like test the waters again. He's going to have like some help doing some lifting in his matches and shit. There's no way that he's going to go out there and go full steam ahead. He's even admitted, he's older, his shit's broken down and, everything. He still has good matches, but I think it'll be a while before you get like a singles run from him if he does come back, which that's kind of what I'm hoping for. So
I'd be fine with it. I'd prefer Wardlow. The problem is I can't see anyone, annoyingly, bar the obvious, Moxley, or Hangman, or
Really?
unfortunately Omega. I can't think of anyone outside of those.
I think.
I mean, I'd love it.
I think
mean,
Hangman. I think Hangman would be a good one
personally-
to kind of build up again.
No,
But
Karen, no, keep going.
I feel
keep going.
like with the big return of Adam Cole coming back, that Adam Cole's going to be like a huge baby face that people are going to want to see take the title off MJF. Whether they actually pull the plug and and actually do it, it's another question. Because like you say, they could do a whole bidding war 2024, but then that could happen. He could lose the title and get it back before that point anyway.
Yeah,
it's just whether you want to have like the long reign or whether you want to kind of split
some
up.
would say that Adam Cole would be a baby face.
Yes. Yeah, and I'd love to see him with a world title.
Yes.
Yeah. I personally would like to see Danhausen win the world title. That's just me.
I mean, yeah.
We've already seen wrestling Danhausen. If you have been watching AEW, you will have seen wrestling Danhausen, and it was actually not as bad as everyone would have expected. With the teeth and the spike and the evil, it was quite good.
Yeah,
I would like the. Do you know what? Think about it. Jungle Boy.
Oh, to take it off of MJF.
Yeah,
I'd love to see it.
MJF?
However, I feel like a
Can't
TNT title run would benefit him first.
he could hold that title. He could hold that title in between. I mean,
Yep.
Darby Allin could go up again, not to beat him, but I think Darby Allin wrestling him would be.
Even though Darby's
Darby
basically
Allin
said he doesn't
before
want him.
Jungle Boy, definitely.
Mhm.
Darby would get the shot. Yeah, of course, Darby would get the shot before Jungle Boy. Yeah,
Cesaro.
Yeah.
definitely. Do you know what? I forgot about Claudio.
Claudio Castagnoli would be another good one. Yeah.
What, Wheeler.
It feels like you can see who they're going to. Sorry. I was saying it feels like you can see who they're going to keep in Ring of Honor before they actually turn them loose on the AEW side of things. It kind of seems like the writing's on the wall for Claudio in that regard. Like even with like Wheeler Yuta, which I was surprised they started putting. Yeah. I was surprised they started putting the Ring of Honor belts on, which I shouldn't be surprised. I was surprised they were putting the Ring of Honor belts on some of the AEW guys, but I mean, I guess they're trying to show like if anybody
they got to flesh out the locker room, and they got to show. Like I said, they've got to say, look, this is the titles that Ring of Honor have. They have the world title, the television title, the pure, obviously, because the pure title is different. It's contested under completely different rules.
I love that belt.
It is pretty cool, actually. And then you got the 6-man, which is where the trios titles come from.
Yep. So,
I mean,
do you think they'll do an AEW Ring of Honor crossover pay-per-view the way they did with New Japan eventually?
Yeah, I can see that.
Because it wouldn't even have to be for the championships. I mean, it could be if you wanted it to, but you could literally take every champion in every area, and you could have your champion and their champion like wrestle each other, and that would sell itself, honestly. Just having the best of each locker room wrestling each other.
Well, at the moment, it would be the only problem they have with that is what do they do with the Ring of Honor tag team titles at the moment? Because obviously Jay Briscoe has he's sadly died.
I'd say retire him. Honestly,
I would say retire those. You'd have to retire those belts and have
make new belts.
Make new belts.
Yeah, for sure.
And then tournaments.
That's always tough. That's always so tough too. And goddamn, like you see guys in this industry that pass away, and more often than not, unfortunately, it's because of like drug usage, or it's because they've honestly, like, I mean, it goes back to like steroid usage for some of these guys where they have like enlarged hearts and stuff. But the way that Jay Briscoe was taken was just unbelievably sad. He's my age, and I think about that all the time. I'm like, goddamn, like he's been in this business 20 something years, and he was my age. And he's leaving behind like a wife and 2 daughters and shit. And then like, not to get like completely sad about it or whatever, but like I just read that one of the daughters that was, because they were in the car with him when it happened, and
they were.
The one, I think they said that she's regained the feeling in her legs or whatever. So like, I was really happy to hear about.
Oh
that.
yeah, that's when I read it last. She'd regained the feeling in her legs, but she couldn't move. She couldn't move them. So
I mean, it is a really sad, obviously, situation.
The Briscoes
were
were fantastic. They were fantastic.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, go and watch the double dog collar match with FTR. That match was amazing.
Go watch all 3 of their matches for fuck's sake. Like,
go and watch anything. Just go and watch. There will be a video of some of their best moments and stuff. Go and watch everything. They were fantastic.
Yes.
And if you're in a position to donate to the family, I think Maria Canellis Bennett put up a little funding page for the family, which is legit because I saw Jim Cornette say that it's legit as well. So are we done with AEW? Should we go on to the event that's happening on Saturday?
Oh, we're jumping over Raw 30. We're jumping over Raw 30, the 30th anniversary of Monday Night Raw.
Well,
Sami Zayn's on trial.
Is that happening after Royal Rumble?
That's happening.
Is that happening after Royal Rumble?
As of we record, that happens tomorrow.
Then how can we talk?
We got to talk
about it. Talking about it because it would have happened.
It's the 30th
but we don't
anniversary
know what
of Raw,
happened, and it would have happened already.
But sir,
no, but it's already happened.
It's the trial. It's the trial of Sami Zayn.
No, shut up and do Royal Rumble.
He's going to be made an honorary. He's going to be made an oos, a full-blown oos.
The only thing I have to say about that is it's very obvious that The Rock isn't going to wrestle at WrestleMania because they were going to do that whole Samoan ceremony because The Rock was going to show up. Obviously, he's not available to show up. He can't do WrestleMania, so now it's a trial of Sami Zayn. So yeah,
The Rock couldn't turn up because he was.
Good thing that now means that though Sami Zayn's potential kind of like for a title match now has gone through the roof.
Mitch, have you got the card?
Because now they could do.
Because you haven't said a word since the intro.
Different things
for the Rumble, yeah.
Run us through the card. Go on.
Cool.
So the first one on this list is the undisputed. Should I just say the Ubu Championship?
No, you should not say that at all.
The Ubu Championship.
Just the Ubu Championship.
It's the Ubu Championship. Undisputed WWE Universal title. It's the Ubu.
Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens.
I, as a full-grown man, refuse to acknowledge that word, say it, or give it any fucking meaning. That is just no. Just no. Just no. And that's the main event. That's the main event, Mitch. So if you've got the first one,
that's not the main event. That ain't the main event. Royal Rumble is going to be the main event.
No matter what it is, that's the main event.
Then you got the WWE Raw Women's Championship, Bianca Belair versus Alexa Bliss.
I shall be watching that attentively. I'll let you figure out why.
She's going through it, ain't she, at the moment, Alexa Bliss?
Yes. Soon I will get.
That's the question.
Soon I will get.
Is that going to come on? Is that going to go on?
I will get what was taken from me. I'll get it back. It was taken from me. Okay, I'll get it back. I'm telling you now.
Is that match going to go on before or after the Wire match? Is what the question is.
Oh, that's the Pittsburgh match.
I want to know what the fuck is going to happen because, is it actually going to be pitch black or is it going to be just like the main lights are turned off, so you'll see like?
Oh no, sorry. He's talking about the pitch black match now.
Yeah,
the Mountain... sponsored by Mountain Dew.
I was gonna say, dude, the fucking Mountain Dew pitch black. It's like, all right. Is this the first time that WWE's ever had a Mountain Dew tie-in?
I'm pretty sure it's the first time we've not just had a normal pitch black match, just a Mountain Dew.
Right. Because I feel like if they're gonna do that, they should do all the flavors. Like they need to have a Mountain Dew live wire match where it's like electrical ring ropes or some shit. They need to have
there's gonna be a pay-per-view called Mountain Dew.
Fucking Mountain Dew. The Mountain Dew Code Red match is just the first blood match. Just stupid shit.
Yeah, there you go.
It's gonna be a pay-per-view called Mountain Dew now, ain't there?
Mountain Dubia E.
I mean, get into
there you go.
But where would they host that?
I mean, we don't.
What state would they hold that in?
We don't know the. We don't know what the actual going to happen on the Lights Out match. I assume it's going to be some kind of like street fight with the lights off. My hope is that LA Knight actually wins that match because I think LA Knight's been the best thing in this whole feud. Like
I have a
him
feeling I know
coming
what's
from
going to
being
happen.
well, it looked like he was going to be a manager. He was going to be a manager of Max Dupree, LA Knight, and then like Triple H comes in and literally he's starting to now turn into The Rock. It's what
I have an
LA
idea of
Knight's
what's going to
doing
happen.
with his whole
They're
dummy.
going to come out.
Yeah.
They're going to come out. The lights are going to go off, and at the end, there's only going to be one person standing, so you won't see any of the match.
It'll be Danhausen.
Doohausen.
Do you see these? Yeah.
It'd just
Do
be
you
a
see
bottom
these?
mountain
You
through
see
the
these
middle of the
shoes?
ring.
Shoes of a champion. See this jacket? Shoes of a champion. Wait, did I just say shoes of a champion?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
them
we're big
three
LA
are
Knight
the
fans
only
over here.
actual confirmed matches.
I'm an Eli Drake fan. That's what I am.
Same.
Drake. Dummy. Yeah.
Fucking wish they'd have let him keep that. Oh my god.
Oh no, LA Knight is definitely coming into like he's going in the right direction now, and hopefully he wins that match. Probably with interference from Uncle Howdy.
He could be a world champion.
Oh, definitely.
It's a good name change. Like if you were gonna not call him Eli Drake anymore,
To be fair, it works, doesn't it? It's L.A. Knight. It's the same. It works out.
Mountain
Are those the only-
Dew. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are those the only confirmed matches? I'm guessing
Yeah.
Charlotte versus
It's
Sonya is
only
going to be there as well.
What is
That's
going
the
on?
only thing
I
I
at
guess
the
it's
moment.
Charlotte and Sonya is going to be in there as well.
Why is Sonya Deville coming out looking like a fucking Neo knockoff? Like, why is she still the black pleather? She just looks stupid.
Sonya Deville's rumored to be in the Rumble.
It's just stupid.
Yeah, she could be in the Rumble as well.
Who do we?
All right.
What about talking about the Rumble? I'm pissed off that they've announced Cody's return, even though I knew it was coming. I would have liked to have it just been number 21 or something. You just hear adrenaline in my soul. Would have been great.
No.
Yes.
We all knew. We all knew that he was coming back.
I know, but
the reason why they've announced it, but the reason why they've announced it is because they've got better surprises already lined up.
Yeah, Logan
They've got
Paul's
better
gonna be
surprises
back.
already lined up. One of the surprises I think, Logan Paul was one of them. One of the other surprises I think is going to happen is Shawn Michaels. I
men's
reckon
Rumble is gonna be
Shawn Michaels is
sponsored
in
by
I've heard about Shawn Michaels.
match.
Do you know what? Before you jump into that, we haven't spoken to Richie since.
This is in San Antonio, exactly.
Yeah, we haven't spoken to Richie since Logan Paul's last couple of matches. Just before. Yes, are you for Logan Paul or not?
I'll be honest, dude. He did great. He did so fucking great. I was so surprised. I mean, in a way, I was surprised, but also I wasn't because he and his brother. I think his brother is a supreme dickbag. Honestly, like I like Logan more than his fucking brother Jake. I think Logan, as every young person has done, like in their life, has made some fucking mistakes, and I feel like he's tried to grow from them and he's tried to move forward, and this seems like a natural fit for him. Like being part of this company seems like a great fit for him. He seems to take to it like a fish, into water. I'm not saying that he's like Kurt Angle levels of like taking this sport in or whatever, but he's done fantastically with the short amount of time that he's been around and what he's done. I could not believe how great his match was at SummerSlam. I was kind of blown away, actually. And the fact that at that time I was like, that was one of my matches of the night was his fucking match. I was like, are you shitting me? Like this guy really fucking like did this good? Yeah. If he's in it, which I'm hoping he's in the Rumble match, I think it'll be entertaining, obviously. He's got the star power. He's got his own fan base that'll follow him. It's like a good crossover. It get his people that watch his YouTube content.
He's not
into
rumored
WWE.
either, though. He is not rumored.
And he'll set up his WrestleMania match as well.
Yeah, who's his?
Whoever eliminates him will
Who do
be
you
who his
think
WrestleMania
is
match.
going to be his elimination? Who do you think is going to be his WrestleMania match? Who do you think? Oh, shut up!
I don't want to say the Miz again, but I would be.
Nah.
I would like to think the Miz just because I feel like he goes in the Rumble. Miz.
I think Austin Theory.
See, that'd be great too. I was going to say
because he'll win the United States title.
Yeah, because there's the two right there. Yeah, there's the two right there. because think about it this way. It's like Miz doesn't want to be upstage. It's like, oh, this asshole's in the Rumble trying to steal my fucking spot. Throw him out. Okay, whatever. Or Logan Paul throws him out. Same thing could be said, like you guys just said. The same thing could be said with Austin Theory. Austin Theory could be like, well, I was here until Daddy Mac Vince got like booted out of charge, and now I'm just kind of here. So yeah, that would be a fun match, honestly. Him and Logan. Another
surprise I think is going to happen at the Royal Rumble. Pat McAfee. I think it's going to big comeback.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be great.
Yes, I love Pat McAfee.
I feel like Pat McAfee. I feel Pat McAfee is better at wrestling than Logan Paul, only because he's probably been doing it a bit longer. He's actually been trained as well by actual wrestle trainers, and I feel like Pat McAfee could definitely have a great match at WrestleMania.
Do you know who might actually make an appearance? Just thinking about it, JBL. He's been knocking around with Corbin lately. Do you reckon JBL will take his spot in the Rumble because he ain't earned it?
That'd be something. I mean, they're in Texas. Yeah. Like that's the thing is like there's such a bunch of. There's a lot of the roster. There's a lot of the roster that's from Texas and lives in Texas. Like they'd be stupid to not like come over.
I'd like to see this be, unfortunately, the implosion of a tag team. But I'd like to see Montez Ford turn heel and just fucking just have this as his breakout moment. I'd love to see that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Street Profits, but I feel like out of the two, Ford's the star. Ford is the star. He's got the look. You can imagine him being a world champion. Montez Ford is going to be a world champion, I reckon. At some stage.
I feel one of the surprises for the women's Rumble will be Naomi. I feel she'll come back.
They've been the thing is the whole Sasha Banks. Obviously, she's showed up at Wrestle Kingdom and did the worst finisher I've ever seen in my life. So she won't be coming back. And then who else? I'm trying to think. Women's Rumble. I don't really know. Do you think it's going to be a lot of NXT? What's the odds of Mandy Rose coming back for the Rumble? What's the odds of Mandy Rose coming back for the Rumble?
That's the only reason why Vince come back in it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I imagine the Bellas may be in it as well. Come back for
I reckon Beth Phoenix will be in it. I think Rhea Ripley's going to win it.
I want Rhea Ripley to win.
Oh, we're going to winners now.
Oh no, just because it's the women's
she's
Rumble.
The one that may.
Just because it's the women's Rumble, it's stuck in my head that she's going to win it. That's all.
Do you reckon Nia Jax will come back?
No.
Yeah, she's probably the one that makes the most sense, Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, because last year I feel like just as on a whole, like with both men and women's Rumble last year, I feel like we kind of got fucked. If I'm being honest, like the fact that they were just like, oh yeah, give it to Lesnar again. All right, whatever.
No, we definitely got fucked. We were shafted.
That's what I'm saying.
We got screwed.
Yeah.
We knew Lesnar. We knew Lesnar was going to win. We knew, and we knew Ronda Rousey was going to come back.
I was okay with that. It was more of what happened leading up to that. Like you could have had a really great run up to it, but it was just, it wasn't even. You had par and below par. It was down here. It was just
below subpar.
Shane McMahon, fuck off. Just go. No one likes you.
So we think what? Rhea Ripley for the women's Rumble and Dominic for the men's Rumble then, yeah?
Oh my God.
Dominic Mysterio is doing arguably some of the funniest shit at the minute. He is fantastic. Do you know what? I've just had a thought of an outsider that might do well in this Rumble. Raquel Rodriguez. They have been pushing on SmackDown. Her being from Texas. It's her first Rumble. She's had that whole thing with Ronda and Shayna Baszler with her elbow and the gauntlet. Don't be surprised if she's in the final four. I think
good performance, possibly elimination record. I can't remember who the elimination record was. It was Michelle McCall for the longest bit.
Bianca Belair. I think she has 8.
Bianca Belair, that was it last year, I think, also. But yeah.
Last year.
I think Raquel could do that. But yeah, I think Ripley's going to win it. What about the serious men's Rumble? Who's going to win?
Oh, that's so hard because I want Cody. Yeah, I want him to win. Yeah, because that's the one reason I was hoping as much as everybody's like, yeah, get The Rock in there. I don't fucking want The Rock in there again. I don't want him in there. This is Cody's fucking time, man. Let him win the Rumble. Let him be the one that beats fucking Roman at WrestleMania for this match. Come on now.
I don't want it to be Seth. I don't want it to be Seth.
Neither do I.
I've seen it too many times.
No, there's nothing building up, Sam. There's nothing building.
No, there's nothing there. Me and Dave have had this conversation. It'd be interesting if Sammy won it. Very interesting.
Well, no, that's what I think. What I feel would like to happen, because I kind of did want Cody to win, but now I want my head says Cody and my heart says Sammy. So now what I want to happen is the 2005 94 finish where they both land at the same time and it's a draw.
So we
go Cody and Sammy
match.
Nah. Then you have them defend on each night of WrestleMania. So the first night Cody goes to the WWE. Yeah. And then the second night, Sammy goes to the Universal.
Well, you've got, at the moment, on Raw and SmackDown, there is tournaments for the respective tag titles. So the Usos, I feel like, are going to drop a strap. The Usos are going to drop a strap. So I feel like at Mania, he is going to defend the title on both nights. Or he'll defend one title, and he's going to drop it. He's going to drop, I feel like all the Raw titles are going to get dropped. So obviously the WWE title and the Raw Tag Team titles are going to get dropped.
At WrestleMania or before?
I would say at WrestleMania.
Tag titles before. And I reckon they'll defend the SmackDown ones at WrestleMania and keep them. But I reckon Reigns will lose that title. He'll lose the WWE title to Cody because obviously Dusty never won the title. He'll win that title because that's the closest thing to the world title, because obviously the Universal title was brought in afterwards, whereas that's just a different belt, a different reincarnation.
Another surprise that I would like to see is Brock Lesnar enter the Royal Rumble while Gunther is in the ring. So that we see Gunther, Lesnar in the match, and Gunther eliminating Lesnar to build up to a WrestleMania match between the two.
Oh, that'd be huge. That would be huge. I want to see Lesnar take one of them chops. Okay, no.
Yeah,
someone didn't agree with you, Dave.
Alice does not agree with Gunther giving Brock Lesnar a chop. She apparently is a Brock Lesnar fan.
Then the only question is whether you take the Intercontinental title off of Gunther before they had the WrestleMania match. Maybe Lesnar costs Gunther the Intercontinental title to the build-up.
Who would you have take the title off of him?
Sheamus.
I'm down with that.
Or McIntyre, and then it kind of builds up a kind of heat between McIntyre and Sheamus. McIntyre turns heel, and then Sheamus versus McIntyre at WrestleMania for Sheamus to win the big Intercontinental title victory.
A McIntyre Sheamus feud again. Fuck yes, I am.
Yeah, but the opposite way round with
Sheamus. The Intercontinental title is the only title Sheamus hasn't held.
Yeah, and he can die happy.
I don't know he's gonna die.
Is
that the Intercontinental title? Or is it not? Or is he already Grand Slam? I thought you just needed the one. I could be wrong.
Yeah, he just needs the Intercontinental title to have held everything.
Because he destroyed Jamie Noble for the US title, didn't he? No,
he won the US title.
No, he just destroyed Jamie Noble for the sake of it.
He's won every title apart from the Intercontinental title.
Yeah, I thought
apart from two.
Yeah, he definitely. Yeah, I was just reading that he hasn't won it. I was really surprised to read that too. I was like, fuck, I feel like he's held every belt in the company too.
It's the same as Cena. Cena's won every title except the Intercontinental.
Wow,
he's not won.
Do you think Cena will be an entrant in the Royal Rumble just to get his appearance on WWE out of the way early?
Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me.
He done that last year. He done that a couple of weeks ago.
After looking back,
that's what I mean.
Cena wrestled
2022, wasn't it?
Cena wrestled on the last SmackDown of the year. Looking back after watching them Rumbles recently and looking at him then, he looks well. One, his hair is finished. He's done. His hair is done. And secondly, it's amazing how much size he's lost. I know he doesn't need to be that big anymore, but when you look at him now, you're like, shit, boy, you really don't hit the gym as often, do you?
Well, he was doing that for his movie roles mostly too. He was talking about losing mass for some, trying to lean out for his film roles. Which again, I'm thinking, dude, you're Peacemaker. Why would you want to lose all that mass if you're Peacemaker?
It's crazy. But I think Cena's a good shout. Cena is a good
Cena
shout.
enters the Rumble as Peacemaker.
Oh my god! only if he does the dance on the way to the ring.
The Rock.
And if he
And
brings
the Rock
Eagly,
the Black Adam.
Oh yeah, that'd do well, wouldn't it? Yeah. If we ain't Black Adam no more.
Shit.
He ain't Black Adam no more. James Gunn was like, "That's a nice gimmick. I'll take that." He pulled a Vinnie Mac. He was like, "I'll take that. Cheers. We'll give that to someone else. It's going to be Alexa Bliss. He's going to give it to Alexa Bliss." He gave her the Fiend. She's going to come out dressed as Black Adam. Dude, what? So I know we sort of glossed over that, but the whole about the pitch black match with obviously Bray and stuff like that. Do you think we're going to get a full blown look at Uncle Howdy? Let me say that again. Do you think we're going to get a full blown look as Bo Dallas as Uncle Howdy?
Probably. If they don't do it here, it'll be at Mania. It's got to be something.
Uncle Howdy will probably interfere in the Alexa Bliss match.
Well, I don't think he'll physically.
Well, not physically.
You just get the flashes. Yeah. Unless you get the white masks in the crowd and make it go crazy.
At some point during the pitch black match, I could definitely see Wyatt appearing as the Fiend because he's been going through all the he's been going through all his gimmicks. The Firefly Funhouse came back in the last SmackDown.
You don't know how happy I was to hear that.
I could see him going through all the gimmicks.
You know how happy I was to hear that. It was great.
Yeah, but I still think Uncle Howdy will fuck Wyatt over somehow and give LA Knight the win, so that LA Knight can go away from this feud and go on to being awesome.
LA Knight needs to win.
Yeah.
How about LA Knight taking the title off of Gunther?
Oh.
Because the Intercontinental title was the work.
I'd rather see Lesnar Gunther.
So but Lesnar could cost him the title. Lesnar cost him the title. Yeah, Lesnar cost him the title because then it gets him as far away from Uncle Howdy and Wyatt as possible. You've then got someone like him as an Intercontinental champion. He could do with it what the Miz done for it, make it prestigious again. Not that Gunther hasn't, and then you focus on them two big meaty men slapping meat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Big E stuff. And that's another one. Talking of that, I want Big E. I'm hoping and praying Big E comes back. I know he probably won't. But if I'm watching it and I hear Big E's music, I'm going to mark hard. I don't even care. I fucking love Big E. I was gutted when he broke his neck. Absolutely fucking gutted.
Yeah, watching that shit.
And we glossed over. And we glossed over the first match as well. Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens. They've actually already wrestled twice at Royal Rumble events as well. The first time with Chris Jericho being in a shark cage above the ring. So that's going to be this will be the third time lucky for Kevin Owens. And
I forgot about that.
And
when are they going to do a fight?
And we got.
This isn't 2000 and whatever it was. Can't put custody of Kevin Owens in a ladder match. Custody of Sami Zayn in a ladder match, sorry.
But we glossed over it for a reason because Roman Reigns is obviously going to win.
I reckon Solo's going to get involved in that match.
Do you reckon Sammy will get involved in that match as well?
The only way Sammy gets involved is if Roman drops the titles. Because Sammy accidentally haluva kicks him or something.
Well, it depends on what happens at the trial.
Nah, they won't. If anything at the trial, Sammy won't be at the Rumble. Roman will take Sammy's number and give it to Solo or something. You can see that. I can see that happening. You can't be trusted. We'll take your number and give it to Solo or give it to one of the Usos.
Give it to Paul Heyman.
Now that.
Because he's a big.
Yeah. If Paul Heyman goes in the Rumble, R-Truth is going to be there. He'll be lurking. I'd like to see R-Truth come back just for the Rumble. That would be great.
If
just to come back.
And then R-Truth go in.
He's injured though, isn't he?
He is injured. Forgot about that.
That's a shame. That is a shame. I love me some R-Truth. I do love me some R-Truth. What guy.
When he comes back, he's going to be an honorary use as well. Bring back the 24/7 belt.
Jesus Christ.
That belt is dead, buried, and never coming back. And thank Jesus, thank Vishnu, thank Krishna, whoever, thank someone. That's never coming back. Fuck me, that title was awful. Poor Mick Foley. Poor Mick Foley having to try and get that belt over. Poor Mick Foley. That man has given us so much.
I feel like we talked about this last time because we made the joke about Richie winning the title after he won the trivia game, and we said it's under 24/7 rules.
Yes.
I still want that title. We're still going for it. I'm going to make my way over.
I remember him saying like he's recording an episode, and then I'll just bust through the door, and I'm like, I'm here for that. I've just got a referee with me. Yeah.
That's where it went. It left WWE TV just to come here. So
we've got it now. We've got it now.
Dude, that belt still, I swear to God, whenever when he pulled that, I remember watching that, when he pulled that fucking thing out of the bag, I legitimately looked over at my friend that was watching it with me, and I was like, they got to be ribbing us. There's no fucking way this is a real belt. It looks like a Waffle House diner clock or something. Like, there's no way. It looks just awful. It was god awful looking.
So bad. It's just so bad.
Yeah, it was one of the worst fucking things ever. Was it one of the shortest championships as far as like when it debuted and it got retired? It's got to be. It only lasted 3 years.
The only one I can think of that might have been shorter was the light heavyweight title. Maybe.
I was gonna say which iteration?
Yeah. The one with the red strap. The one with the red strap. That one.
Maybe the original hardcore title. Because the hardcore title would have started in 99, I want to say.
Yeah.
It started in 99 and then ended in 2002.
Maybe, yeah. But at least that was defended. At least that when that was 98. When that was defended under 24/7 rules, that was amazing. That was fantastic. That made for some good TV.
Yeah, a lot of people think about a lot of people think about that hardcore title, and for whatever reason, I think about Crash Holly probably the most of all the people that have held that belt. I mean, obviously Mick, and because he had it first or whatever, and then you think about like people like Raven that have had it, and then fucking like Big Show's had it, Kane's fucking had it, like all these other guys. But I think about Crash Holly because I want to say that was when it was the 24/7 rule. He had it. It was ridiculous. That poor bastard. Like they filmed him getting chased through airports and shit and everything. It was awesome.
Do you remember when he lost the title at the in the kids' play area? In the ball pit. They chased him around the ball pit.
And then escaped. And then he escaped. And he won it back.
He won it back and escaped down the slide.
He went to a circus. Mean Street Posse were dressed as clowns, like trying to pin him in a circus as well. That was another one. Rob Van Dam was a good hardcore champion. I remember they brought some prestige back to that title bit, and then Undertaker took it off him. So the bit of prestige in that one. Maven won, which was one of your favorites.
Maven's not my favorite. It's just funny how he gets ass whooped. Taker put his head through a popcorn machine. God damn. Damn.
So we're done talking about Rumble?
I think that's pretty much we can do about it. We can't really cuss it out until it's happened. We can't take the piss out of it until it's happened.
Give me Zayn and Rhodes draw winners. That's what's going to happen. And Rhea Ripley in the women's.
Yeah. Can't really see much else.
Yeah, I'm with you on that too. Because I know next week, me and Devin are probably going to be talking about the Rumble like as a whole. Because like we usually review pay-per-views a week after because we want to catch up on the TV and everything. The fallout or whatever the fuck. Because it's weird to think, but like. When you talk about a pay-per-view, it's almost impossible to really like talk about it without like the immediate fallout on television from it because some of the more interesting shit happens on TV afterwards. Like a lot of the stuff that happened
in the Raw after Mania, isn't it? The Raw after Mania,
Yep, the Raw and the SmackDown for sure. Because like we record typically like between Thursdays and Fridays, just so we can be as up to date as possible. I mean, shit, just to be caught up on Rampage, sometimes we will wait until after it airs and then record, and then I pull an all-nighter editing that shit to have it out Saturday morning. So there's that. So, like,
you can leave Rampage. Nothing.
I typically will fucking read the spoilers or whatever, but if it's a match I want to watch actually play out and talk about like if it was good or not, I'll do that. But if it's something where I'm like, oh, this is some bullshit match, all right, whatever. Just fucking read the results of it from the tapings. So
it's the best thing to do.
Yeah, but unfortunately we can't do that for SmackDown if we do that. So it's like, oh, fuck.
Go on then, Mitch. Do the thing.
Do the thing. Before I
thing.
do the thing, Richie, do you want to let everyone know where to find your stuff?
Go to supermediabrospodcast.com for past, present, and future episodes and boobs. There's some boobs there sometimes.
There's boobs there.
Good stuff. Follow us on social media at supermediabros _ on Twitter. Probably where we're most active and where they will not ban boobs if they show up because Twitter still allows nudity. So there's that.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Once again, if you listened to these guys last week and us talking, more wrestling and shit, don't go to our Facebook page. That is a graveyard. And you'll wind up like Yoshitatsu and a bunch of other guys that have perished since visiting the website. So, yeah. It's kind of like looking at Medusa. You'll fucking turn to stone and shit. And I'm not talking about the wrestler. I'm talking about the bitch with the fucking snake hair. So don't do that. If you want to follow us on Instagram, Super Media Bros Podcast on Instagram, where you can actually look at stuff and not turn to stone or die. So there's that. Yeah, that's it.
Cool.
We are the Wait. We are the Wait Willies podcast.
We are indeed.
Oh, and I've just realised that this is the first idle. This is the first idle chat of season 3. Look at that. Look at that. The first episode.
Yeah. It's not normally as important as the first main episode.
Yeah.
So.
Oh wow. Just credit the last
triple
half
threat.
an hour. Forget.
We're the triple threat.
Yeah.
I'm Shane Douglas. You're Bam Bam Bigelow, and Mitchell's third one.
Bam Bam Bigelow.
The third one.
They should have a trio. They should have a trios and literally put someone just called the third one. That'd be great. That'd be great. Go on then, third one. Do the thing.
Thank you for listening, guys. You can find all previous Idle Chats on all podcasting platforms. You can find all previous podcast episodes on all podcasting platforms as well. You can also find them on Twitter at WaitWhatPodTrio. Thank you and peace.
Season 3.
Scissor.
Yeah.
Scissor.
Scissor.